who lives in Jamaica, has been denied entry to the U.S.
The family of Stephaun Stuart says he was the life of every party.
He's a jovial person. You could be around the block and you hear this little man talking. He loved the music. He loved life.
Stuart was a 24-year-old immigrant from Jamaica who came here to provide for his family. He was in the United States for less than 6 months when he was shot in an argument with a woman at a Dunkin' Donuts near Holland Avenue.
My nephew was a blessing from God since his first day he come home with a smile on his face. He is a blessing to us. And they just ripped that apart with no question asked.
Police later arrested 18-year-old Santiana Rodriguez and charged her with murder in connection to Stuart's death. But now, Stuart's family says they are still looking for closure because Stuart's mother has not been allowed entry to the U.S. to help bury her son.
So this is really sad to know that she was denied a U.S. visa, but I think what they do is that you have to still qualify on your own to get into the United States, even if there is, something like this, like a death has occurred, right? They still want you to qualify. I'm not sure why, but that is the process there. If someone like from the higher authorities get involved, then maybe they're able to issue that visa to her. I have first-hand knowledge of a mother who lost her son in the United States from a traffic accident, right? And she has not gotten over it. She went to the U.S. Embassy in Kingston, and she was denied the visa even when she took the death certificate there. So you could say they're heartless or whatever, but I guess they still want you to qualify on your own. Even if there's a debt, they don't usually, they don't issue you a visa right away, or they don't issue the visa to you just because you have someone that passed away in the U.S. It's very unfortunate, but that's how they operate, right? The mother took the death certificate, and also I think it was a letter from a family member over there, and yet still she was denied the visa. It's very difficult to have your child and not able to attend the funeral. And the family members weren't able to send the body back to Jamaica, right? So he was buried over there, and the videotape of the funeral was sent out. But she still cannot look at that funeral. You need closure, and in order for closure to occur, you have to go to the funeral. I think you have to actually attend the funeral because it's still, that pain is there. We all have pain, especially when we lose someone very close to us. There's different stages of accepting death, right? First, you deny it, and then there's anger that, this has happened to that person, someone who you love. And then there's bargaining with yourself. Then there's depression. Depression sets in. And then finally acceptance. So one stage has to happen in order for the other one to occur, right? That's how it flows. And it's, a lot of us have experienced losing loved ones, and it's never easy to get over. 1 minute you're good and the next minute you're not good, right? So it takes time. But in this case where you're not able to actually attend the funeral, it does something to you. Psychologically, it's still not closed. That chapter is still not closed for you, right? And it can cause a lot of issues, a lot of problems, and a lot of issues in your life. And I am hoping that they will eventually give this mom the visa to attend her son's funeral, right, in the U.S. And I think they should change the procedure, especially when someone has died tragically, a young person. It's very unfortunate that he had to pass away that way, right? And this is like a lesson, a teaching moment, because I'm advocating for them to change the laws in Jamaica. Do you see how they operate in the States? This lady, 18 years old, allegedly contacted her boyfriend over the phone. She did not actually do the act. And yet still, after a few days or a few weeks, whatever time it took for them to gather up all the information, she was charged. So they should look into changing the laws in Jamaica, because there are instances where people actually set up a robbery, and that robbery resulted in the death of a person, or you have something to do with it, not directly but indirectly, just like in her case, right? She didn't actually pull a trigger, but she made contact and got the person on that scene, allegedly, right? So they should look into changing the laws and let more people be accountable when things like these occur. When people, getaway drivers, lookout people, people who actually facilitate getting information on the person. A very good example of this is the people working in financial institutions. If they're giving out information about clients, they institutions, if they're giving out information about clients, they should be held equally responsible if that person is taken out, or if that person is injured or robbed. That person is an accessory. And did you see how they handled it in New York? She was charged with murder. So the person who take your information and pick up that cell phone and call someone and say, Mr. X has left the bank with 400,000 and so, and give information on you for you to be intercepted by these criminals who will stop at nothing to take your life to get to that almighty dollar that they did not work for. That person who made that call should be held equally accountable as well. So just to get back to our main story, I really think they should, give this mother the US visa to attend the funeral, because closure is important. Closure is also important for the siblings as well, not just the mother, right? And it's a very painful thing to go through. And we, Stevie, send our condolences to the mother and to the family of this young man who passed away tragically in the Bronx. And, we're hoping that the perpetrator is caught and brought to justice. Thank you for joining me on this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourself and others.